We just received some huge breaking news. One of the best wide receiver recruits in America, elite 6'3", 4-star Nalin Scott, has flipped to Nebraska. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my instant reaction. Why am I so fired up? Who is this guy? What does he bring to the table? Everything you need to know about him, his stats, his film, and so much more. So really quick, oh my goodness, I'm excited. If you are too, hit that like button. And also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's a no-brainer. For more breaking news just like this, talking Huskers, takes 2 seconds. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, we have a lot to talk about. It's just been announced that one of the best receivers in the country, 6'3" wide receiver Nalin Scott, has flipped from Arizona State to Nebraska. Now, this is somebody who's a top 200 player in the country, according to Rivals.com. Almost every single offer you can imagine, whether it's from Michigan, Miami, in-state, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, just to name a couple. Nebraska beat out all of these schools and more. So talking about Nalin Scott a little bit on the football field, what Nebraska fans can expect when he actually gets to Lincoln. We know he's 6'2", 6'3". We know he's 200 pounds, and for that reason, he's a very, very physical player. Not only in the catching department, he can go up and get jump balls at a high level. A 50-50 ball is not 50-50 around him. It's more like 90-10. Very long arms. He uses his size and his frame very well. Has a lot of weight on him for being only about 17 years old. So not only can he get those contested catches, especially in the end zone, especially in the red zone, which is very important for Nebraska, but he's also very physical in the blocking department. Okay, he's willing to lay the boom on you. Okay, not only at that wide receiver spot, but he's played tight end in the past. So he can block DBs, he can block linebackers, he can block edge rushers at a high level. He's somebody who does not shy away from contact. And it should be noted, he's playing some of the best players down there in Georgia. So he's already playing against very, very good talent. So that's the first thing that you need to note about him. He's very physical. That's what we need at Nebraska. We saw last year, our wide receivers didn't block very well. And look how bad our running game was. That's not going to fly with Nalin Scott. He's going to block with a lot of persistence, with a lot of effort. He's going to be one of the better blocking wide receivers already in the country when he gets on campus. But also, he's very athletic. He's also a track athlete, which Nebraska loves at that wide receiver spot. Runs legit 4.5 40, which is very important for a guy who's as big, as tall as he is. So again, he's very physical, great hands, great catch radius, but he also has some nice speed. You saw him with that tough catch there on your screen. So he's got just, again, checks a lot of boxes. The only thing around Nalin Scott that I'd say that he needs to work on is kind of that route running and a little more crisp to beat man coverage, which is something that you'd expect. Obviously, he's going to be fine with about 1 or 2 years of development under DeKeel Shorts under his belt. But again, physical, great catch radius, strong hands, make plays after the catch like you're about to see. Very, very speedy, man. Checks a lot of boxes. A reason why Nebraska got one of the better receivers in the country. So talking a little bit about why he committed and what you can expect when he actually gets on campus. He committed for a couple reasons. Number one, Nebraska, they made him feel like a priority. They made him feel like he was the number one receiver that they wanted, which they absolutely do. He was the number one receiver that they wanted. So that was very important for him. DeKeel Shorts building out a relationship with him, not only with DeKeel Shorts, but Dana Holgerson, with Matt Rule, some of the other guys. Again, he just felt wanted in Nebraska. Felt like this was the place for him. Again, Arizona State, they had a no tolerance for taking official visits. So he was kind of on the edge whether or not he was actually going to visit Lincoln, but said, hey, I need to check this place out once again because Nebraska, they're just doing too much behind the scenes. And that was enough to flip his commitment. So it's all about relationship. It really wasn't about money, but also should be noted, he wants to get on the field immediately. And that can happen at Nebraska. Talking about him as a little bit as a true freshman. He's a guy who does all the right things off the field. It kind of reminds me of Janiran Bonner. Both those guys are 4-star receivers coming out of Georgia. He's a little bit better than Janiran Bonner, but somebody who wants to get very athletic, strong blocker, very physical. He's going to do all the right things off the field. Not really worried about that, but it's just about him continuing to develop himself as a route runner, learning the playbook at a high level. If he can do that, I see no reason why he can't get on the field in year 1 or year 2. And also should be noted, if it doesn't work out at wide receiver, he can potentially move to tight end with that background there. So again, there's just a lot to like around Nalin Scott. Somebody who's a very physical receiver, which we need. Can get touchdowns in the end zone with his jump ball ability. Speedy as well, high athletic upside, does everything right off the field, is a teammate, hard worker, and just wants to be a part of this Matt Rule culture. So, man, oh man, I am fired up about adding Nalin Scott to this recruiting class. Listen, we needed a game-changing wide receiver. We know that David Mbawawedi's probably not going to be committed for too much longer. We got our guy here in Nalin Scott. So let me know your thoughts down below about this big-time announcement. Man, I'm fired up. Hey, if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Matt Rule, and I'll see you in the next one.